Hey y'all, what's up? It's Monday night and it is your favorite curvy girls back on the curve. Yes! We are back in the building, people, and it is time for another Monday night. You ready, friend?
Listen. I thank God for that extra hour.
Come on now.
That extra hour helped me.
What the extra hour do for you, friend?
That extra hour I feel like I got my life back. I feel like I can breathe again. Like my body is still waking up at 5, which really is 4, and I just lay there. And it gives me time to talk to God. It gives me time just to look up at the ceiling.
You needed that?
I need it every hour. All 60 of those minutes.
How you been doing? You been all right?
Let me tell you something. You know that meme that says check on your strong friends? Check on your strong friends.
Check on your strong friends.
Check on your strong. But guess who had a birthday yesterday?
Your girl is out here being 35. Yes! Yes!
So how was it?
My birthday was amazing. And it's not over. Here's the thing.
Listen.
Because your girl, I don't know about you all and what y'all do for your birthday, but I have been, since I can remember, since I was like 12 or 13.
Come on.
I celebrate the whole month.
Here we go, Milan Jr.
The whole month.
Milan
Listen,
Jr. I had to break him from that.
No.
Because I was broke.
No, you cannot break. Listen, you got to celebrate until you can't celebrate anymore. I celebrate all month long, through Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, I feel like, is my special day where people cook my special foods just for me.
Do you know my grandmother died and I didn't know her birthday until I read the obituary? Because she was one of these people.
Yes.
And I said, when is her birthday? Like, we had a big bash on Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And she went, like, almost to Christmas.
Absolutely.
And I never knew when her birthday was.
Because you don't need to know. You need to know the month of November.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Specifically for her. Absolutely.
Thanksgiving come with a gift.
Come on now.
I was like,
bring a bottle of wine. Don't come empty-handed.
Let me tell you something. My mother said, when is your grandmother's birthday? I might have been in, like, 10th, 11th grade. I was like, Thanksgiving. She said, "Fool, Thanksgiving fall on a different day every year. You mean to tell me you don't know your grandmother's birthday?" And I felt like she was your mother-in-law longer than she was my grandmother, so you should know.
Nope, she didn't know.
But okay, so you're one of those people. Okay, so tell us what you did.
Okay, so on Friday I went to a wonderful Mexican restaurant whose name I cannot remember. Hung out with friends. Mexicans. Listen, first of all, nobody parties like the good Mexican people.
Yeah, at the Mexican restaurant, you do the dancing and they have the music going.
Listen, all of that and good margaritas, good authentic margaritas with all the shots. They believe in helping you get all the shots on your birthday. So I appreciate.
Was it top shelf liquor or the bottom stuff?
No, it was the good stuff.
It was the good stuff.
Let me have the good stuff for my birthday. And it was
I'm not gonna. I have a good place. I'm not gonna call his name out. But I tell you what, I love the food there.
Yeah.
It's located over there in Toco Hills. I'm not going to say the name.
Oh,
but I have to tell
them too.
Give me top shelf.
I like them too.
Don't give me that bottom shelf
I know
stuff.
who you're talking about. Let me tell you my other favorite Mexican spot with No Mas. Have you ever been to No Mas?
You got to go to No Mas for Dia de la Mujer, or you need to go for...
You need to go for a random Tuesday. Let me tell you.
No. They have a big festival in the parking lot. You go out there.
Day of the Dead. They have it for Day of the Dead.
Day of the Dead, and it's another one. The Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, yeah. Cinco de Mayo.
Yep, if you want your money's worth, go to No Mas.
And let me tell you something. Let me tell you about No Mas. This is why you can go on a random Tuesday. Because I promise you, I guarantee
it's jumping any day you go.
It's jumping any day you go. Somebody's Hispanic grandmama is in the back.
In that kitchen.
She is chained to the stove, and all she does is make these chips and salsa.
It's so good.
The chips and the salsa and the cheese dip is so authentic.
Friend,
man,
what did we just talk about in the car?
we talk about we can't eat this
with health.
With health.
Health and wealth. Health and wealth. And then you see and then I'm co-signing on the chips. It's got to get better than this.
We're gonna do better.
Let me tell you.
Yeah, but it was good. It was so good.
Now this is inappropriate. It's kind of cat with the iron.
That's okay.
Have you tasted those new? First of all, McDonald's has a new cinnamon coffee. And they have some cinnamon donut sticks.
I have tasted the donut sticks.
Now, you have to go in the morning. When your cousin and them are in the back, they will taste like the fries.
Yeah, yeah.
So make sure you go early in the morning when they first rechange the grease. The grease is fresh. And I'm not going to say what side of town I went on. Because I'm just...
You can say it.
Oh, you want me to say it?
Yeah.
So I went over to North Druid Hills area. And my sticks were good. My sticks were good. And so was my coffee. Oh my gosh!
This is the second time around for the sticks. They started the cinnamon coffee. Yeah, the donut sticks they started probably back in the summertime, but they didn't have the cinnamon coffee.
Let me tell you what I do. I broke the donut stick up and dropped it in the coffee.
That's it.
When I tell you it was amazing,
that right there.
But I didn't go on the West End because I broke up with the West End when I went over there. And I went to Krispy Kreme's and got a donut. Oh. The donut tastes like it was made in chicken grease.
Yeah, probably so.
And I said, never again.
I don't do that.
Then they didn't want to give me my money back. Because the girl told me I bit the donut.
You did. You bit it. And she was like, nope. I promise you. She was like,
See, that's what I'm saying. I think that these rules at these restaurants, like, they should apply across the line. Like, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter where you live.
If my donut is nasty,
I should be able to get my money back.
I should be able to
get my money back. They let me get it out here off of 78. When if I tell them that it doesn't taste right, they just give me another one. Exchange it or give me my money back.
They might. Yep.
When your cousins run it,
yeah,
you're going to eat that donut.
That's true. Because I went to the one downtown about, I don't know, it might be 2 years ago now. I did a whole video. You remember that video I did when I went to the Krispy Kreme? Yes. Y'all, let me tell you, I was so pissed about the highlight was not on. First of all, we're going to start right there. And they didn't have any hot donuts, none at all. They told me I had to come back like an hour later, and they were gonna be.
The customer service is horrible. Some of your cousins, they act like they don't feel like working.
Nope, they didn't.
So I just said, okay. You know, where did we go? I was with one of my friends yesterday, and we went somewhere, and I ordered it, and they were like, "We're all out of you know how I feel about Dr. Pepper. We're out of Dr. Pepper, and we don't have any fries. How are we at McDonald's and you all don't have fries?"
It's right there on
that arch.
It's right there. It's golden, like the fries.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Let me tell you where your cousins are, and they're working though, and it's really delicious.
Where?
Atlanta Breakfast Club.
Here we go.
Let me tell you, y'all, because on Saturday morning, Saturday morning, I decided, hey, I like brunch. So we're going to get up and we're going to go to some brunch. And that's exactly what we did. We went down to Atlanta Breakfast Club. Shout out to my wonderful server who he danced. He did a little Millie Rock situation. It was a lot of singing. He was amazing, and he made my birthday experience amazing. But let me tell you what else. Now, listen, here's the thing. I believe in going and getting the thing that a restaurant specializes in. I don't go to Burger King and buy tacos.
I already know what you're getting ready to say.
I don't go to Chick-fil-A and order hamburgers. I don't do none of that. You can't. No, I don't go to Popeyes and order things that don't have to do with chicken.
Listen.
I go places and get what they specialize in. They had some.
No.
Huh?
No.
What?
I got to disagree with you on that.
Because
Popeyes got a good apple pie. It tastes like the apple pie from the 80s from McDonald's. It's a fried apple pie.
But that's because they cook it in that same grease.
No.
It's the same grease.
Not at the one on the Vista Road. See, when you go over there with your cousins, everything tastes the same.
Everything tastes like chicken.
On the Vista Road, it tastes just like the 80s. And 70s.
Now let me tell
McDonald's
you
apple
what
pie.
else they got at the Popeyes that changed my whole life.
That custard?
No, it's something. It's a sweet potato.
The sweet potato apple pie.
No, it's not apple. It's the sweet potato pie with the cream cheese filling in it.
Yeah, they sell it with the apple pie. But
anywho,
let's come on and tell them what you ordered.
Okay, so listen. I went to Atlanta Breakfast Club. My cousin ordered shrimp and grits. Don't do that because they weren't that tasty. Listen, somebody in the back was not putting the right amount of seasonings. The gravy taste.
But what did you order, friend? Tell them.
Let
them know.
Peach cobbler, French toast, And when I tell you,
It's spectacular.
that
It's
changed
spectacular.
my situation. I brought
Let me
some
tell you
home. I
something.
ordered a full plate. I ate 2 and I brought 2 home, and I promise you them 2 did not make it
Listen.
to the end of the day. They didn't make it.
See, somebody put me up. My sister, before she got thin, she put me up on her.
Yeah.
She said,
Yeah.
what you do, when we were talking about this in the car, what you do is you order a half order, and they have a phenomenal omelet.
Yeah.
She said, order half order the French toast,
Yep.
the peach cobbler French
Yep.
toast. If you have sugar diabetes, as my grandmother would say,
Not-
don't order.
this is
Because
not-
you're going to be on the floor
this is not
in the
for you.
restaurant. That's not it.
It's
Because I
not.
didn't even get an orange juice. I got a water with
Yeah.
it. Because it's very rich, but it's good.
They use
And that omelet?
They use the recipe that your grandmama used
Yes.
to make peach cobbler, like the insides. That's exactly
That's
what
what
it
they
tastes like.
use.
It tastes like the inside. Of
It's
the peach
phenomenal.
Cobbler. It's delicious. It's
It's
everything
phenomenal.
it needs to be. So I ordered the peach cobbler French toast. It was amazing. Wonderful brunch. Please go to Atlanta Breakfast Club and eat
Spectacular.
that spectacular stuff.
But see, here's the thing
What?
about Atlanta Breakfast Club that I don't like. Your sister's a part of the handicap ministry right now, so I could park up front.
Yeah.
But that parking is horrible around there.
The parking is awful.
Where'd
the
you park?
parking, well, I parked down the street by the
Apartments?
by the
Well, because here's the
student
thing,
apartments.
you can go and you can order the best food from it and just walk it off, because you
You're
gonna
gonna walk,
park.
yeah. You're not gonna park in the by the building. You're gonna park on one of the side streets, and you're gonna have to walk all the way from wherever you. Yeah,
And don't park near Sweet Lounge, because I want your car to be there when you come out.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I want to be there.
Yeah,
when you
don't
but
do
it's
that.
worth it. It's worth every. It's
It was
delicious.
all the things. It was delicious.
It's delicious.
And so then that was Saturday. And then Sunday, I went to a wonderful place, which I want all of you to go to because these people were fantastic to me. And I just want to shout them out. I went to Escape the Museum.
Well, tell her the truth, because if you got anxiety like me, don't go.
No, you still got to
No.
go. So if y'all like escape rooms, which I love, I'm a puzzle person. I love puzzles. I love all kinds of murder mysteries. Like, so when I was little, I used to love Nancy Drew. I used to love those books where you couldn't tell the ending. Like, you had to flip through the pages and then they'd send you to a
We
page.
need to do a murder mystery dinner.
We could,
That's great.
because
I
I
could
would
do
love
that.
it.
I could do that.
Listen, this was not just your regular escape room. It is a museum. Through the week, it is
But tell them what you told me.
What?
Tell them what you told me about what's the moral of the story.
Oh, so okay, so you go and it's this camera museum. And through the week it is a real life camera museum, and they have all these old cameras and all this photography students study there, and they have all these classes. But on the weekends they turn it into this escape situation, and they have placed like a bomb inside this building.
That's what
this
she lost me.
museum.
Because I don't play like that. You be done passed out in there.
It's
No.
awesome. It's so much fun. Like, they got a bomb somewhere in the situation, and you have to like solve all the puzzles and solve the clues and stuff and get through there. It is amazing. Now, listen here. It's in McDonough, Georgia. McDonough's about an hour outside of Atlanta. It's a long way down 75, but
Yes.
it is worth every dime. It is worth the trip. It is a fantastic experience. I suggest. We actually made it out. There were 3 groups before us that day that did not, in fact, make it out, and no groups last Sunday made it out. So,
Well, shout out to your team.
Shout out to us. Listen, you
Shout
gotta
out
take
to
your
your team.
Yeah, don't take your dumb friends when you go to this one. Take your smart friends, because that's how you're gonna get out.
I've gone to them.
Yeah.
I've gone to 3. And I'm in there sweating so bad from my anxiety that I don't even, like, it's bad. We didn't rest. Because the thing about it is, the one that I went to was the escape room down in, what's that street called? It's Robert Lewis or somewhere down near Grady.
Mhm.
Let me tell you something. Those people got to screaming. And
Yeah.
I can't do that. But I was sweating and I couldn't even think. My anxiety was on 10. I had to sit down. I'll do well with stuff like that. See, you got to know your role. Now, I did tell her I catch her at like breakfast or the spa.
Yeah. Well, so
That's my speed.
So that's the thing. There's more birthday fun to come. We're going to the spa. There's some lunches that I'm planning
Yeah,
on.
go
Like,
ahead.
listen, you got to, because here's the thing.
You gotta
have
celebrate you.
to celebrate while celebration is possible. And I have, and I was telling Melissa this in the car, I've had 3 friends who have been hit with cancer lately. And one of them, shared with me that I have to make sure that I celebrate while we are all still here to celebrate.
Absolutely.
And so that kind of, that hit me. And I was like, you know what, you are right. So let's go back to playing like the whole month. We're going to just celebrate until we fall. We're going to ball till we fall.
So y'all won't catch me on the curve that first week of December.
Because it's your birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Yeah, and we're going to make it happen.
We'll be in Paris in Africa.
Yes, ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm here for it. So,
what's going on? What the people in the street talking about? What are they talking about?
Y'all, listen, it is now time for everyone's favorite part of the show. It is now time for Word on the Street. Okay, so y'all, listen, it has been a busy 2 weeks for your girl. Your girl has been out here in these streets getting the tea for you. And let me tell you the first thing that I did about, the 11th, about 2 weeks ago. I went to a wonderful event called the Full Figured Industry Awards. Now, this is is in 10th year of existence, and what it does is highlights folks who are photographers, models, stylists, makeup artists, boutiques, anything that has to do with the full figured industry. And it gives it is an award ceremony for those folks specifically. Let me tell you some of the big names that were there. Timothy Snell. You know who Timothy Snell is? Mm-mm. Timothy Snell is a fantastic designer. He used to have a show where he was specifically designing for curvy women. You remember
Yes,
this?
I do.
Yes, Timothy Snell.
I do remember him.
He and I had a lovely chat. I talked to him. He actually will be down in Atlanta doing a trunk show in a couple of weeks that the Kurve will be specifically invited to cover.
Oh, okay. You giving us something to wear?
He might.
Okay.
he said hit him up, let him know.
Okay, please.
We're gonna get some clothing.
Yeah, I'm there and I'll have on my good stuff.
And
my good undergarments. I have my good undergarments.
So, like, listen, I went to the show. It was phenomenal. I met some of the, those events are really wonderful for networking purposes. And
Absolutely.
I met some of the heavy hitters. Gwen DeVoe, who created 25 years ago now, Full Figure Fashion Week.
Okay.
And also responsible for CurvyCon. She is a big hitter in the full figured industry. Met her, got a chance to sit down and talk with her, so you'll be hearing more from her. She's actually gonna be coming down to Atlanta and has agreed to stop by the show.
Hey, that works for me.
When she's coming down.
Now, see, this is content that I can appreciate.
Yes.
That Malvo. Mitgo. You know what I'm talking about. Bring some of these people in so we can talk. Yes, I love this.
Gwen DeVoe is she's a really sweet lady, but she has started the careers of any full figure fashion model that you know and you have seen. She has had a hand in helping their career and creating them and getting them to into the agency. She's worked for several fashion agencies. She is dope and just a sweet person. I also met Alexandra Booz, who is one of the first full figure models who worked for Ford Models. Mm-hmm. She is dope, really dope, and she also helps with Full Figure Fashion Week, but also is responsible for opening up. She was one of the first full figure models to move from modeling into fashion work for magazines. And so when you start seeing curvy models in the 90s, when you started seeing curvy models in magazines, it was her who was putting them in there. So she has been creating opportunities for models, and both of them won the Icon Awards at the Full Figure Industry Awards. So very dope. Timothy Snell won. He won Male Stylist of the Year. Let me give you some other names, other category winners. Zakiya Caldwell was the Female Photographer of the Year. She has shot everyone from Ashley Graham to Lizzo to shot all the people. Jose Pagan was the male photographer of the year. Of course, I mentioned Timothy Snell, but Stephanie Allen, she styles everybody. Lonnie Love, all the people you see in the industry.
The plus size, okay.
Stephanie and Timothy have styled them. My good friend Lyris Cross won Female Model of the Year, and Miguel Perdomo, he was the Male Model of the Year.
Come on, Miguel, with your fine self.
Miguel is all the tall.
Yeah, Miguel, it looked like
just a good old drink of water. He is all the
snack.
He was all the snacks, child. He was all the things, and he was just beautiful and amazing and well spoken. Like he got up there when he did his little speech situation. I had to fan. I was like, "Whew, he's lovely."
Look at you. But don't run out, because you know your husband be over there watching the show.
Like, what you doing? Well, who was you fanning for?
Right.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. I got it.
I was just looking.
You just looking.
I was just looking. So both of the bloggers of the year, both are out of Atlanta.
Oh,
So,
that's wonderful.
I know, because I kind of felt like when I was there, it felt real New York to me. And I was,
You know Wakanda gonna win something.
Yeah, so it was feeling
You know
real New
that.
York to me, and I was like, you remember at the Source Awards
Yeah.
when Andre 3000 stood
Yeah,
up and was like, the South got something to say. I felt that way.
Girl.
So we did have two Atlanta bloggers. Kirkland Hawes, who is awesome. He has the XL Tribe. He is a wonderful, wonderful writer, bringing all the things that the plus size men are going through. I listened to his podcast and read a couple of things. We're gonna have him on the show. He told me he was gonna come on the show as well.
Please tell him to come on so we can talk about what the plus size men are going through, because I'm really trying to understand this.
He said they're going through some things.
They out there. Let me tell you something. You don't even want to get me started on that.
He said they're going through some things.
You don't even want to get me started.
He said the fashion is weak. It is weak for the plus size man. And they got some specifically special issues they're going through, girl.
I can attest to that.
And
I
Marie
ain't talking
Dene,
about fashion. Go ahead.
we're gonna talk about it. Kirkland,
Come on now.
holla at your girl. Marie Dene, who is the curvy fashionista. If you've ever seen, she has this really dope conference down here in Atlanta. It's kind of like CurvyCon for in the north, but down here. She does it every year. It's like 15th year. But she is the voice behind the Curvy Fashionista, and Full Figured Fashion Week won Production of the Year. So it was a fantastic award ceremony. All the people. Let me tell you though, the men's fashion. Not that the women were not banging, like the dresses were glittery. It was all the things that an award ceremony should be. But the boys did not come to play this year. Like, I was looking at them and I was like, oh, y'all out here getting your suits right. And y'all, I like the suits with the turtlenecks, with the real soft turtlenecks going on. They looked amazing. So,
But if you're going to wear a turtleneck, I need you to have a neck. That's all I'm saying. And I can say that because me and my sister, we talk about plus size fashion. That's across the board.
Yeah.
If your head, it look like it's sitting on your shoulders, then you don't need to wear a turtleneck.
I
got long neck.
You do.
So I've worn
You're very
turtleneck.
tall.
Yeah, I'm tall, but I'm saying if you know you OJ Stumpy over there,
you can't
don't do that to
this.
yourself because it just make you look hot.
No,
You need to go for a V-neck, something.
You need this situation to
Yeah,
elongate.
you need to elongate. You're trying to do what's on GQ, and it wasn't made for you.
It wasn't made for you. Okay, so
because I saw something over the weekend that somebody had on a turtleneck. I said, he don't have no real friend.
because they could have told him,
Yeah, they could have told him.
And they
Don't
didn't.
take that turtleneck off.
sir, put you on a V-neck.
I've had to tell some people in the summertime, don't put that turtleneck on.
Why would you wear a
Wrong
turtleneck in the
season.
sun? Yeah,
Right.
that's
Wrong
not
season.
cool. Don't
But
do that.
sometimes people try because you didn't lose the weight during. So Because now you try to cover up. Don't
Yeah,
do
you
that
try to cover
turtleneck.
that. No.
Because now people really going to look at you because you out of season.
And you should.
I don't
and
care if it
should.
is sleeveless.
No.
Don't do that to yourself. Sleeveless turtlenecks were made for blazers.
Yes.
So you can cover it with a blazer. Not
Yes.
for you to be out here looking like all four seasons. I see it all the time in Atlanta, and then they want to tell me layers. No.
Don't layer that.
I went to a party. No, I'm not going to say that.
Say it. Say it to the people.
I know when to zip it up. No. I'm just going to say there's a difference in between summer white and winter white.
Facts. Please stop wearing this summer white in the wintertime.
With them white
Talking
pantyhose,
about yeah.
looking like a Baptist nurse.
With your white
like you
pantyhose
serve
and your
on the
black.
nurses guild.
You're dumb.
I'm not dumb. My friend said, "Will you be quiet?" I said, "I can't believe they don't have real friends."
Some people don't. This is why friendship is important.
And I mean, the stuff looked really nice that they had on, but there's a difference in between summer white and winter white.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
Those are facts.
Oh, listen, come on, we got to talk about this.
Okay, we are. But one more thing before I wrap this up, they're innovative product of the year because this is plus size girls. I need y'all to know about this. Your girl did not know. There is a company out there. They want. This is the company that won innovative product of the year. The company is called Bandolets. Have you ever heard of Bandolets?
No.
Okay. Let me tell you what Bandolets are. Bandolets are they are thigh covers that you wear under skirts and pants. They are comfortable. They fit around your thighs to eliminate chafing. They are pretty.
How much does it cost?
They're the ones in Target were like $16.50 for a set.
I told y'all what to do if you can't afford a bundle. Bundle it.
Bandolet. Let me see.
I'm sure
on
it's
Amazon, $18.95 in the Dolce chocolate. Walmart.
Oh, they're at Walmart.
They got them for $19.99.
Nice.
Yeah. They look like
that.
that.
Oh, look
though.
at that! But see,
They're
have
pretty.
long thigh issues.
But they got them in different sizes so that you can
Because I went with one of my curvy friends to this party, and her stuff was rolling down. She said, "Friend, I can't get up." I said, "Just sit down." So we had to wait till the party was over and people started because her stuff was sliding down. But yeah, see, I have a long thigh, so I needed to go from here to here. That's a great idea. In the meantime, I'll just keep using Desitin. My thighs
for those
never
of
burn.
us, because they do have them in all sizes, and they are much prettier than like wearing boy shorts or like biker shorts or all the things that we have decided to put on. But they're pretty. They're like bigger garters. That's what they look like.
Yeah.
They're like this size. They're like garters.
It looks like the bottom part of your pantyhose.
Yes, but they are
lace.
pretty and they stay up. I tried a pair. They stay up. They actually work.
$5. And you'll smell fresh. They'll be saying, "Where's the baby?" You smell just like a baby.
Right. No, we're out here to smell like babies. But they are pretty and they do work. So
She doesn't need any.
she doesn't. But plus size comes in all different sizes.
Girl, bye.
All different shapes these days.
She looking like a good size 6.
Well, Bandolets are amazing and awesome.
It's a decent price. It's a decent price.
And
I'm not gonna argue. That's great.
So yeah, try some Bandolets. Okay. Moving on.
Come on, let's talk about this daddy mess.
Listen, so from one band to the other. Your boy T.I. is out here in these streets getting in trouble again. He can't seem to stay out of trouble.
Well, the problem is he was so busy making babies that he didn't pay attention in sex education.
He
class.
did not pay any attention. So
and we can very well tell that.
We can. And Planned Parenthood let them know real quick on the Twitter. See, that's why you got to stay on Twitter, because Planned Parenthood responded to this foolishness where? On their Twitter account. Let me tell you what happened, people. T.I. was on a podcast yapping, running his mouth as usual.
He's going to get enough of drinking and getting high before he get on the podcast.
And get on these podcasts.
He was drunk with Killer Mike.
He
they
was.
were drunk and high with Killer Mike.
Sir, stop getting drunk and high before you get on these podcasts.
Now you done messed up your little relationship with your daughter.
So he has a daughter. He has 2 daughters, 3 daughters now, but his middle daughter, Deja, he was on the podcast talking to 2 women and talking about women's issues, which I have no idea why that was happening, but sure, T.I. He told these young women that he takes his daughter to the gynecologist. He goes with her when she has her yearly checkup, and he is responsible. He asks the doctor to check her hymen to make sure that she is still a virgin. Now, let me note that this daughter is 18 years old, and that she is. Melissa, stop moving. Stop moving your leg up and down. She can't even wait. This daughter is 18 years old, and he said the doctor normally says to them, well, Mr. Harris, this is private information. And he looks at his daughter and says,
"Will you go ahead and sign it?"
Let him know. So let him know ain't no problem. That's what he said.
First of all, where's her mother?
Somewhere collecting a check. Her mother is somewhere collecting a check.
My dad was not that interested in what was together and wasn't not. He was interested in, first of all, who is it that think that they like you? Because once I introduce myself, they're not gonna like you anymore.
They're not even
like he wasn't into. Let me go to the doctor with you. Now my daddy
is in the preventative measure.
Yes, he is in the preventative, and he does pre and post.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So he was there when both my sister and I had our babies.
Mm-hmm.
He was there, and my sister had a very what's the word that I'm looking for? Intense labor, like very intense labor.
Okay.
To the point where my sister, it was a lot. Mm-hmm. He was in the room when they were checking her, and my dad was like, my mom said, she told me, get up out of here. Get up out of here. He said, I done seen all of this before. You ain't never seen hers.
Right.
Get out.
Out.
So my mother made him stand in the hallway.
Fact.
When my sister had her C-section, he was there in the room.
Okay.
He was there. He said, I'm going to be here. Mm-hmm. So he went in the room with her when she had the C-section. He saw the baby first. He's very involved, but he's not that involved.
Mm-mm. Let me tell you something. My father and I, to this day, we don't talk about anything related to any vagina parts, girl parts, none of that. We don't talk
Y'all
about...
never had talked about sex?
No. My mother talked to me about sex, and then my friend Terry on the bus talked to me about sex.
See, that's why you need to talk to your kids. Before
No,
somebody on the bus get them.
Listen, but here's the thing.
Somebody
Terry was giving out great information. I went to a magnet school, so Terry
that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing.
Yes,
that means not one thing.
It means that the
Because let me
information
say,
was accurate.
good girls like who?
Bad boys.
All right then.
No,
so they knew
we
what
had
to do.
those conversations. We talked about what we're gonna pick and what we're not gonna pick. I'm talking about me and my dad. We had those conversations about the kind of young man to pick.
You and your dad.
Me and my father. But as far as my womanly health was concerned and my girl parts and all that, that was Molly Ann's job. Like me and daddy weren't gonna talk about none of that.
I started my cycle at my dad's house. Mm-mm. I remember the day, and my dad's wife had to tell him because I locked myself in the bathroom. Absolutely. I wouldn't come out. But when I did decide to come out the bathroom, and I looked out the bathroom window, my dad was sitting on the swing set crying. He was having the whole moment.
Yes, he was.
Stayed out. It was after dark when he came back. He still had his suit on from work. And I heard him say, "Oh no."
Yeah.
And he sat down on the swings.
And swung.
And he was out there. We had dinner and everything. And he was still outside.
He had a moment. He needed to have a little talk with Jesus. He had to have a little talk with Jesus.
He's out on the swing. But we didn't venture into this. This is too much. Because he's so ignorant. He doesn't even understand your hymen can be torn, can be broken. Sports. And then he tried to say, well, she ain't involved in those sports. She can be. I know people that have just been dancing, playing around. Yes. Doing all kind of stuff, and it's torn. Like, what are you talking about?
The good people at Planned Parenthood said that's what they said on the, you know how you post stuff and then you have the little claps in between?
Yes.
Planned Parenthood responded to him and said, you can't tell if a person's a virgin by looking at their hymen. You can't. That's just stupid. Not, you're not
like,
being smart.
I'm prepared for it with my daughter. So, as some of you know, my daughter, she rides horses. And that's like one of the number one sports
Yeah.
where your hymen can be torn just because of the
Absolutely.
friction
Absolutely.
when riding it. But that's ignorant. It was ignorant, and I'm
was
glad
ignorant.
that not only you told me she unfriended him,
Yes.
that she was
Deja unfriended
embarrassed.
him on Instagram because
Yes.
she's
Because
not here
first of
for
all,
it.
you done ran your mouth about a private affair. She is not your wife.
That don't have nothing to do with
Let me tell
you.
you something. I bet you he won't do that again. I have had to do that to my dad.
Yeah.
I blocked my dad.
Well,
I
here's
put
the-
my dad for running his mouth talking to his sister too much about my business.
Here's the other struggle that I have. Now, I understand T.I. is her father, and that, there are lots of people talking about him just being a concerned father, and there's a lot of rhetoric around. He's just a concerned father, and there's so many black men who aren't being fathers, and we can't be mad at him for trying to be one. And there's a lot of rhetoric around
He's
that.
overstepping his boundaries.
But the problem that I have with this is exactly how we get to now women don't have control of their
That's
bodies,
right.
and we have legislation going on that tells women they cannot do certain things with their own bodies.
And he can't even keep control of his body. Because his
Come on,
kids
friend.
over there looking like the Rainbow Coalition.
Come
all them
on,
different
friend.
mamas.
My other issue with this is you running around talking about your daughter and her hymen, but what are you telling your sons? Because King is out here in
Dry
these
humping
streets,
everything.
dry humping everything moving. Do you understand me?
Well, you know what? In his defense, he did go in on King.
He went
did
in
go
on him, but is he taking him to is he talking to him about chastity belts and all?
We don't know. He didn't.
We
get
don't
on.
know.
But see, here's the thing. I listened to the podcast.
Yeah.
And the podcast, in its entirety.
Yes.
And it was very loose. And
it was.
with Miguel's wife.
Yes.
Miguel's wife is
Yep.
one of the people, and
Yep.
and I think that he just got caught up in the moment. I think they baited him, like Angela Yee.
They did.
They baited him, and
They
he
did.
fell for it.
And he
Why?
went
Because
right
he was
on down there.
inebriated.
Yep.
And now you have my main concern wasn't just the hymen issue. It was the fact that you have now shared some private information about your daughter with the world.
The whole world.
And at 18,
How
she
dare
has to
you.
face all of this right now.
Right.
That's the thing. And where I didn't even know people were going to the doctor that young. Me
Yeah.
personally. I don't know. I didn't go to. It was time for me to go to college.
My mama started taking me at the 16.
No.
Because first of all, she was like, well, my mother, I grew up in a very, the church I grew up in was very conservative. Mm-hmm. But my mother was very much like, listen, what I don't want is pregnancy. Now, I wasn't having sex. I didn't have sex until I left home for school. But my mother was like, if you ever decide, if something happened, if there's a decision,
Well,
I
a lot
want
of
your
my friends
health
a lot of
to be
my
intact.
friends were going to, their moms took them, but like my best friend and I, both of our moms talked to us and they talked to one another, and they just made the decision that we would go to the doctor, to the gynecologist, because I went to my family practitioner before we went off to college.
Okay.
And so again, I was young when I went, but I didn't go with my dad. Like, I think that's so. My dad and I have a fantastic relationship.
Absolutely. Me and
my
father
dad
did too.
understands. My dad knows the most intimate parts of my soul that I've shared with him about some different experiences. We have talked about friends. He gave me the talk. I remember I called him my freshman year. There was a guy that I liked. He acted like he liked me, but then he liked some other people. So my dad had the conversation with me about friends with benefits, cut buddies.
Yeah,
we talked. My dad gave me the playbook for the game, and so that's how I knew how to navigate in college, because my dad told me. And he told me, what was expected. Now, he did have different rules for my sister and myself and my brothers. Because after my brother crossed Kappa, we had a little experience. And I went in his room and I said, what is going on? Like that. It was too much stuff going on. We have to talk about it. So I'm not going to throw him under the bus. But there was a lot of activity going on. And my dad gave him a fist pump. I said, good Rev. Reverend Rev.
Reverend Waller.
Reverend Rev, did you just give your son a fist bump? Like, way to go?
No.
We need to talk about this on the way home.
We missed that.
He told me to mind my own business.
Steve Waller don't be studying you at all. He probably is not saying you.
No, but I think this was too far, and I think that
absolutely
it's not just for me having a great relationship with my father, and it appears as though she and her dad are really close. You forego the relationship because you got wrapped up in the hype.
Yeah.
You know, that's my biggest thing. Loyalty means everything. You want to fall out with me? Tell something that I told you, or tell something that you've seen.
That's not your business.
That's not your our friendship will end right then and there.
Right then.
I am, anybody that knows me will tell you that I don't play that. I am a take it to the grave friend.
Agreed.
Very loyal.
Agreed. All right, we are going to take a very quick commercial break, and we are going to be right back with more of The Curve. We are back, y'all. This one is so silly. All right, so we have another fantastic topic that Melissa is about to go off on. So here's the thing, Madame Noir had an article posted recently about repairing your friendships after you are in a toxic relationship. So let's say you have been with a guy that everyone in the whole wide world told you, hey girl, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you was like, oh my God, but I love him. And oh my God, I'm going to still be with him anyway. And all of your friends was like, bet, we don't even want no parts of that. And they leave. But now you've realized that the relationship is toxic. It's a mess. Okay? It's a mess. And you get out. Now you want your friends back. The question on the table, Melissa, is has this happened to you? And what do you think friends should do to repair those relationships after they realize, hey, whoa, I messed up and I got involved with this crazy dude and now I want my friends back?
You don't want my advice.
I want your advice, friend.
No, you don't, because you already know. So I think you might have healthier advice for the people. Because I have one of these licenses I have says do no harm.
Uh-huh.
And my, personally, me, I'm not telling anybody to do this, but this is how I feel. If I have a friend that's in a toxic relationship and I've given you my 2 cents, okay, and you choose to stay in that toxic relationship.
Yes.
You can't talk. First of all, there's some rules to this. It depends on what type of toxic it is. Now, if your friend is like messing around, if your guy friend is messing around with you, the rules apply. Messing around meaning he's involved with another woman and he's involved with you. Domestic violence, you can't come to my house. I can meet you in a public place. And I'm not coming over to your house.
Okay.
I will probably keep you at distance, at bay, because that spills over. Like, I'm really big about my space and my aura.
Right.
And see, he'll make you mess around with me and make me just pull the plug on the whole thing.
And that is exactly.
I'm going to pull the plug on both of y'all.
Well, that right there is, yes.
That's how you clean that up, because I don't have to worry about it.
Okay, but what if after you pull the plug, friend comes back to you and says, you know what, Melissa, dang, you be right. It was a mess. He was a mess. And now I'm out of that situation. You've already told, you can pull the plug, moved on, you good.
Yeah.
But now that she is coming back around, how does she approach you to
That's not my
say
job.
we know that's what I'm saying. How does she approach you to fix y'all's friendship now? Because you're right, it is her job.
My friendship, our friendship, like I'm gonna love everybody the same. I'm gonna love you the same. I'm just gonna love you from a distance, but I am gonna recommend some therapy.
So when
I'm
she
the
comes
first person to say,
so when she comes back to you, your response to her is you need therapy. Bye.
yeah. I talked to one of my friends today, and she was laughing so hard, and she was like, "You are crazy." No, see, here's the thing. I understand my crazy because I pay good money to sit and process why I have this crazy. But usually, people who attract toxic relationships, they also have toxic friendships, like
Okay.
female friendships, and they also have toxic because there's a root, there's a validation, there's a rejection, pleasing spirit. Like the young lady, and I hate to see this happen. I hate that it ended up like this. But the situation with the kids at Clark, that
Yeah.
is toxic relationship. That boy's rap record was crazy, and
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Tell the people what happened for people who don't know.
So there was a student at Clark University that her dad reported her missing. And come to find out, they ended up finding her deceased in a park here in Atlanta. And her college roommate at Clark University, and her boyfriend ended up taking her life. They had been out drinking. They were 21 years old, had been out drinking, and all three were inebriated. And the boyfriend began to kiss on the roommate, not his girlfriend, inappropriately kissed and touched his roommate. The roommate was like, "What are you doing?" She tried to go into her bathroom. She goes to her bathroom. He follows her in there. Meanwhile, his girlfriend is banging on the door, trying to get into the room, to the bathroom. He comes out, no shirt on. The roommate is just has her bra on and is laying on the floor with no clothes on. That's a toxic relationship because
Absolutely.
his rap. And then after he did all of this, he swore up and down that he didn't do anything with the girl, and he leaves in the girlfriend's car. The next day, the roommate confronts the young lady who was on the bathroom floor about what happened. So the young lady did the responsible thing to me because she couldn't remember what happened because she blacked out. She went and had a rape kit done
Okay.
down at the hospital. So after she had that done, the two roommates were not talking, and 3 days later she came up missing. That's what I'm talking about. When you're dealing with in those toxic relationships, it can be family members. If I know that you're in a toxic relationship, I don't deal with that. I'm not going to deal with you. I don't want to have anything to do with that because there's something that is not secure within you that's causing you. And granted, I have been in
Agreed.
mine. I done been in
Agreed.
some.
No, I agree. So, but what I'm saying is, after there's a realization, like after the toxic relationship is over,
Yeah.
and there is a realization by the person who was involved in that,
Yeah.
your friend, and that friend says, "Dang, that was dumb," and your friend now comes back to you and says, "You know what? That was really stupid, friend. My bad." Like, how does she then repair? Because now you're absolutely right. Now you feel a way about her, like, "Ooh, you toxic." How does she then come back to you and repair that relationship? Is it possible?
It's nothing to repair. I've
Because you
never.
don't trust her now.
No, that's not true. I still love you, but I have to love you from a distance. Okay, so
So
if you
is there
come back,
any way to bridge that gap?
you need to give me time so that I can see that you're out of this mess. Because I know the statistics. The statistics for toxic relationships, at minimum, people go back 7 times.
Mm.
That's the statistics. At minimum, 7 times.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm gonna still converse with you on the phone. Hey girl, how you doing? All is well. Yeah, ABC. We shoot the duck. That's it. And then I need to give it some time. I think that people try to rush things too fast, and everybody needs time. Just like it took you time to walk away, it's gonna take you time to come back. Just build a relationship. It's baby steps. I'm not saying I'm not your friend. I was your friend when I watched you go into this, but we're just gonna have a little bit thicker, stronger boundaries on our relationship. What would you do?
So I have actually been the person in the toxic relationship. Well, I
We
didn't
all
realize.
have.
I didn't necessarily think that the toxicity was spilling over, but when my husband and I were, I mean, I've been very clear. We've gone through our issues and our problems, but at the time, I had a friend who, you know, she felt Jerome and I were going through some things. You know, I went down to her mother's house to just kind of get away for a little while. Her mom lived in South Georgia. I went in just to visit and to kind of just get away and clear my head. And when we came back, I made a decision. And I decided that we were going to stay together and we were going to try to work through it and get counseling and work it out. She felt like that was the wrong decision and that was toxic. And so she didn't really end our friendship, but she definitely took a step back. I didn't hear from her. Like, I would call, she wouldn't respond. There were all these kind of boundaries that were put up. I didn't know at the time how to go back to her because I was reaching out, and like, I'm still in a relationship that ended up not being toxic, but to her at that moment it was toxic.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot
it's
to
a
deal
lot.
with, and people have all these expectations of friends, and I tend to be an empath. I'm a fixer. I'm a solutions based person, and so I tend to attract people that need help. And that type of stuff, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, relationship, especially with marriages. Like, I had a friend at one point in time that was pregnant. She came to me and she had a whole situation going on in itself. And she had a death in the family, and then she ended up pregnant like after the death. And she came to me and she was telling me this whole situation. It was like really a lot. And so I gave her some advice and she was like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
And I said, okay. But then she wanted to call and talk to me about how she was feeling and I don't, at this point in time in my life, I can give you that. Like, I can give you, and we've sat down and we've talked about some stuff. And you know me well enough to know that I pull the plug. Like,
The cutoff ministry is strong with this one, y'all.
because I have more years behind me than I do in front of me. You know what I mean? So I think that some things we are created to be codependent, but I think sometimes we put too many expectations on our friends when your friend is fighting their own battle. You know, and I think that was great that you had a safe place to go and stay, because I think sometimes if we just sit still, we can resolve our own issues.
Absolutely.
And I think that's all it is. And I don't think it's oh, let me run into your arms and tell you, friend, I'm sorry. It's just like, look, hey, I get it. I understand. Thank you for being here for me when I call you. That's it.
So from the other side and from the other perspective, I think that there is, looking back on that situation, I think that there is a little there are some things that I could have done differently, because at the moment in which that happened, like, that's a specific moment in my relationship with my husband, right?
Why didn't you go to therapy?
I did later.
No, I'm talking about in that moment. And let me tell you something, because I don't want it to come off as being judgmental, because I was in a domestic violence relationship, right? So I didn't go to any of my friends. I went to a therapist, a free therapist I felt like, because that's a lot to put on someone.
It is.
To try to help me.
But I didn't know that at the time.
That. Okay.
I didn't know that at the time because, honestly, at the time, I didn't realize how big of an issue it was, right? I was so emotional that I couldn't see left, right, straight, back. I was just in this ball of hurt. And I couldn't, which is one of the reasons why I did need to get away, because I couldn't process my emotions with being right up under him, because he was trying to fix it. Like, just, we got to fix it now. And I'm just like, I can't deal. And it wasn't like a week. It took me some months to get through and to process through those feelings. And during that time, when she's watching me process, what she told me later on was, it hurt me to watch you
absolutely go through
that situation. And so She was like, I honestly just couldn't
You
deal
need a
with that.
non-biased person.
Absolutely. And so I didn't, but after, it was like years later when we're having this conversation, right? There are some things I think you can do a little bit a little bit more quickly to fix the relationship and repair the situation. Like, I feel like I could have done some things differently to repair that. Because when she was like, I too am, my cutoff ministry is strong too. And when she was kind of like, she kind of pulls back and pulls away, I was just like, guess she wasn't supposed to be here. And I kind of kept moving. And I feel like I lost a friend that I actually probably should have fought a little more for that relationship. Does that make sense?
But you couldn't fight for that. Oh my God. This is, and I know we got time. You cannot fight for another relationship. You can't fight for two relationships at the same time.
Right, you can't do it at the same time. But when I got done dealing with situation number one, I could have gone back and been like, hey,
but
listen.
Just me personally, friendship doesn't really end. Like, it's a never ending when you're
it completely ended.
But that wasn't on you. You know what I mean? I haven't every friendship. Okay, so let me speak for myself. My friendships don't end. One of my best friends, we were just talking about this. Mm-hmm. She has been best friends with someone since kindergarten. Mm-hmm. She and this individual, the young lady was in a toxic relationship. And it caused for her to be impacted financially. Like, the individual who her best friend was dating ended up breaking into her home.
Oh, wow.
And vandalizing her home based off of some information that she gave his girlfriend. Ooh. And she said it hurt me. Mm-hmm. It hurt me so bad. I had to let her go because it was impacting me. Yeah. So therefore, she said, now she can always come back if she's in need of help. Mm-hmm. But she has to want the help. And I have to know that it's not going to impact my life. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I have friends that my friends will always be my friends. And even if one of us decides at this point in time, this isn't a season for our friendship, your secrets go with me to the grave. You are always welcome to come back. And we don't have to have this long drawn out conversation. We can just pick it up and keep it moving. I'm not one of those people where I feel like we need to sit down and have a powwow.
And that's why we always gonna be friends, friend.
You better not stop crying. You better, we ain't talking about it like we're friends. Like, it's just like, and I think that's where people go wrong because you have all these requirements on these friendships. Like, if I'm your friend, I'm rocking and rolling with you winter, spring, summer, fall. It does not matter. We don't have to go, like, we fell out, we're good now. I'm in a different space and place. You're in a good, are you okay? Mm-hmm. That's all I want to know. Are you okay? You don't have to give me all the details. Are you okay? If we're good, that's fine. Let me know. No, I'm not going to say that. But just, we're friends. We're good. Like, we're good. Because I was about to say, now, if I had to put my pistol on me when we go out, then that's fine. But I don't need all those explanations. Like, we're good.
That's real friendship.
Yeah.
Thanks, friend. That's awesome.
Like, when I love you, I roll with you. But that's why I pull the plug so fast.
Because when you don't roll, you don't roll.
These hoes ain't loyal.
They ain't loyal.
I'm sorry, I forgot. Oh my gosh.
They ain't loyal.
I see, I got caught up in the moment and I forgot. I apologize for saying that. People are loyal.
These hoes ain't loyal. They ain't loyal.
No. See, y'all caught me last week when I said something else, but Lord, tell me.
That's why I love it.
I'm getting ready. I'm not cussing in 2020.
I don't believe.
I'm not cussing in 2020.
Tell the people where they can find you.
You can find me at Saving Superwoman on Instagram.
And you can find me, of course, on all the social media handles at Shannon Deneen. And you can also find me on my website, shannondeneen.com. We got any announcements?
No, not really.
Yes, we do have an announcement.
Can they go and vote for us?
Yes, we have several announcements. First of all, you need to go. We have been nominated for an award, people. We have been nominated for Atlanta's hottest online radio, online TV show. I want you to go to atlhottest.com, scroll down to online TV show and select the Curve. You can use each of your emails for a vote. Only one of your emails counts, but please go vote for us so that we can, so everybody can know about the wonderful show that we're doing. But we have
Absolutely.
been nominated, and I'm super
so
duper
happy.
excited about it. Because we're dope like that. Also on Saturday, the Curvy and Confident Awards is happening. I believe the tickets are still available because we're trying to get all the curvy and confident women in the building. People, not just women, people in the building.
We want everybody to come out.
We want everybody to come out. It is going to be at Studio T. You can go to reginasunshine.com and get your tickets. That's going to be important. I'm also going to put a link up to my site so you can link over to Regina's site to purchase your tickets if you need to. And we would love to see y'all in the building.
Yes,
it's going to be a
come.
super duper fun time. So I think that's all the announcements we have.
That's it.
All right, y'all. Remember to work hard, pray hard, play hard, and slay hard. And don't forget to live life on the curve. We'll see you next week.